Yeah, I'm glad I didn't see this in theaters. What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of Grizzly Construction here, and yeah, I guess this is my review for Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. So, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City came out on November 24th of last year, so about a month and a half ago. It's the reboot of the Resident Evil movie franchise based on the video games. The funny thing about this is that it was announced to be in development like 2 months after Resident Evil, the final chapter came out. It's written and directed by Johannes and they adapt the first two games. Yeah, I have some issues with it. It stars Kaya Scodelario, Hannah John Kamen, Robbie Amell, Tom Hopper, Ivan Jogia, I probably pronounced that wrong, Donal Logue, and Neil McDonough. It is set in 1998. Where do I start? So I guess let's first talk about the things that I like. There's a moment in the film with Wesker, who Tom Hopper plays. He has a puzzle. He basically does a puzzle to unlock a secret door, and it feels like it's ripped straight out of the video game. He plays the piano, this door unlocks. It might even be a similar melody or tune that's from the games. I'm not entirely sure. I never played the first Resident Evil.
Fuck you doing, Wesker?
Hold on.
Listen.
But yeah, I like that it was basically one of the puzzles from the games. I'm not a Resident Evil aficionado. I played 2 and 3. I didn't beat 2. My brother on my mom's side beat 2. I played and beat 3. So 3 is my favorite one. Had nightmares about Nemesis. So yeah. Some of the other things that I liked, a lot of the costumes were accurate to the games. Not all, but a lot of them were. I thought that was a really good touch. Some iconic shots from the games that they used in the movie. The first reveal of the zombie in the mansion, or the trucker crashing in front of the police department. Stuff like that. I also like some of the actors. Okay. As far as the movie that they were in, I'll get to that later. I'm basically going to be dunking on this movie, so I don't want to completely shit on it, so I'm trying to start out with all the things that I liked. There's also a sequence where Chris is in the mansion and he uses his lighter to see. So the beginning of the sequence is his flashlight gets broken or something like that. And so as he's being surrounded by zombies. He's shooting them, and we only see the zombies due to the muzzle flash of the gun. Later on in the same kind of sequence, he basically switches guns, runs out of ammo, and then goes to his knife and his lighter to actually see what's going on in front of him. I thought that sequence was really, really cool. Although I'll get to something regarding that a little bit later. Other than that, those were the only things that I liked. Now, let's get to the things that I didn't like. Even though the costumes were mostly accurate, certain characters seemed incomplete. Leon, for example. I don't care that Ivan Jogia got cast as Leon, right? I don't care. Make him look like the character. He had like this scraggly, kind of medium length hair. No. Jill. Hannah John Kamen plays Jill. She had the curly, kind of shoulder length hair. Look, my Jill has a bob and a fucking beret. Come on now. She mostly looks like the character. Just give her the hair and the fucking hat. I don't like. Certain characters seem really, really incomplete. Wesker didn't have his glasses. Claire didn't have her hair in a ponytail. Now that might be nitpicking, but it was just something off about a lot of the characters. You mostly recognize them for what characters they were playing, but it was something off. So that's one of my issues. Another one of my issues that kind of tie in together, Leon is fucking dumb.
That's good, right? I think it's just, I think it's sort of jammed. Here.
This movie altogether is so dumb, it's outrageous. But Leon is fucking dumb. He's an awful cop. And they even lampshade it at one point. He's talking to Claire in like the armory of the police station, and he asks her,
You're probably wondering what a guy like me is doing as a cop, right?
Kinda.
Yeah, me too.
Sir, they have this little storyline where he accidentally shot his partner in training, and his dad, who's I guess like a big time chief, pulled some strings to get him sent to Raccoon City. They don't really go anywhere with it besides mentioning it. That's why he's in Raccoon City. If you weren't going to go anywhere with it, why even create that storyline? A few other people, besides Leon, a few other people in the movie are dumb. Going back to the sequence with Chris and using his lighter, there's a zombie crawling toward him and his lighter keeps going out, and when he flicks it again and gets it to actually work, the zombie is closer. Why are you still sitting in the same spot, sir? Get up and run. Like, even with Wesker, some of the stuff that Wesker does doesn't really make any sense. Overall, like some of the decisions made amongst the characters. Hey, we're gonna split up, or oh, we're gonna go in two pairs, or this and that. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So people are dumb in this movie. That was one of the things that I realized early on with Leon and then a lot of the other characters. Hell, there's even a moment where the reporter that gets locked up, there's a zombie in the cell with him. He knows that the guy isn't okay. So Leon gets his gun stolen from him. Again, Leon is dumb. And he holds the guy up and says, hurry up, unlock the fucking door, get me out of here. If you know that guy doesn't look well, and he's kind of the whistleblower on Umbrella poisoning the water and the reason behind the outbreak and people being weird, why don't you keep your eye on him? I get it, you have the gun pointed on Leon, you want to make sure that he unlocks the door, but you need to, just dumb. I don't like that they mashed up the stories from Resident Evil 1 and 2, because both of those games can serve as their own movie. It just doesn't work out as smoothly as you think that they would. And even though it was a mashup of two stories, it's a weird mix of the pacing being very fast, yet the movie still seeming really long. It's an hour and 47 minutes, and it seems like an hour and 47 minutes at times. But then there are moments where I'm like, damn, we got to this point already? Shit, okay. But then you will look up, and it will be, a good 30, 40 minutes left, and you're like, all right, how the fuck did we get here? Even the stuff from the orphanage is from like the Resident Evil 2 remake. I don't think the orphanage stuff was in the original Resident Evil, at least where they actually went to the orphanage. Again, story decisions are dumb, like I said, but that's due to the mashup of the stories from Resident Evil 1 and 2, which doesn't make much sense, and it adds more to my argument about each game being deserving of its own movie, because Resident Evil 1 and 2 take place, I think, 3 months apart. Resident Evil 2 and 3 take place during the same 4 or 5 days. At what point did you think that they think, okay, we're going to mix Resident Evil 1 and 2 together, when Resident Evil 2 and 3 happened at the same time? Yes, it was a decision that was made, wasn't a good one. A lot of the CGI is awful. A lot of the makeup stuff is bad too. Like, a lot of the zombies look bad. And speaking of, they aren't really even zombies, I don't think. Like, in the beginning, It's people losing their hair, skin is turning pale, their eyes start looking weird, people are like bleeding from the eyes. Again, that goes back to people being dumb. Early on in the movie, Leon is at the diner and the waitress is bleeding from the eye.
Long story. What's going on with your eye?
Oh, it's been doing that the last couple of weeks.
You don't think you should see someone about that?
Yeah. It's probably nothing.
And let's just move on. Apparently the budget was $25 million, and you can tell. I think they probably should have doubled it. And Lisa Trevor is probably the best example. Like, it isn't scary. It isn't shot creatively. There's a moment where Chief Irons drives back and he tries to leave, realizes Umbrella is shooting people that are trying to get out the city. He goes back to the police department, drives back into the parking garage, but the camera angle that they use when he drives through the gate and pulls off to the side, they hold it and they look at it through the gate. But it made me say, why are we looking at the car through this? Why did we use this angle? What's going on? And just, again, tying back into it not being shot creatively, it looks like it should have gone direct to streaming or like DVD. The mansion and the police station feel really, really small, which shouldn't be a thing when you're talking about the Spencer Mansion or the RPD. I don't know if this was just green screen or they just picked like random, they just built small sets. But I don't know, it's the scale seemed much smaller, and that might be due to the budget, I'm not sure. The mid-credit scene with Ada giving Wesker his glasses made me eye roll so hard. Oh my God. The dialogue, clunky in some parts. They even reference the Jill sandwich. She takes she makes a bet in the diner with Wesker, and then she takes his sandwich.
Hey!
You snooze, you lose.
What?
It's Jill sandwich now.
I'm so happy I didn't see this in theaters. There, early on in the movie as well, there's like a woman who's turning into a zombie that writes in blood on Chris's door, because Claire is in town now and she's at his house. She writes "itchy tasty" on like the window. Why? So yeah, this movie is dumb. It probably effectively killed the franchise, the Resident Evil franchise, as far as movies are concerned. Netflix is making a TV show, but I think it's about twins, not the Ashford twins, or siblings. I don't think they're twins. They might be twins. I'm not sure. But I don't know if that's going to be any better. But Jesus Christ, this movie. Whew. Skip this one, guys. Just go ahead and skip this one. Watch the review. Watch other people's reviews. Yeah. And again, I'm not some super hardcore Resident Evil fan, but this stuff just didn't make sense. And overall, it was dumb. That's 107 minutes I will never get back. Oh, God damn it.